Hey guys, I have a really quick and hopefully really helpful video for you today. I see questions about these two things asked in the forums all the time, so I'm hoping to save somebody from getting yelled at to use the search bar or whatnot. I'm going to show you the best way to tap into a 12 volt ignition wire on your Yxz for keyed power to run relays, auxiliary lights, any accessory that you would want to come on once you turn your key on. I'm also going to show you how to tap into your brake wires. That way you have brake lights on chase bars or any auxiliary brake lights you might want. So let's check it out now. To tap into ignition power, we're going to use this 12 volt accessory port, also known as a cigarette lighter port to some. We're going to do this because once you turn the key on, it gets power. You turn the key off, it shuts off. So you don't have anything running when your key is off, so you're not draining your battery. This part is really important, not only for this application, but for vehicles in general. When you're modifying a vehicle with aftermarket electronic components, such as an aftermarket radio or aftermarket lighting or any electronic accessory, 90% of the time there's going to be some sort of harness or a fuse tap or something, so you don't have to cut into your factory wiring harness. I say that because I do not want to buy a vehicle that somebody's had their grubby knob ticklers mangling the factory harness and spending 6 hours trying to figure out why something's not working or shorting out. So please, there's always going to be some way to tap into the wiring without making a huge mess. This is the ignition wire harness tap that I bought. It's around $30 or something like that, really cheap. So you're going to take your plugs that go to your 12 volt accessory socket. They're actually behind the socket, which is underneath the hood. You're going to take the hood of the Yxz off, and then there's a green and white wire in a plug. I'll show you where they're at. You're going to disconnect those plugs and plug one side into each one of these. There's a male and female, and you can't plug them in the wrong way. And then on this end, they provide you with some pins and a connector piece, so you put your own wires in this pin and run one positive ignition wire to your relay or your light, whatever accessory you're running, and then there's a black wire that you're going to run to your frame as a ground. So it's really simple. I'll show you how to install it. So first we have to take off this hood piece. Yours might look a little different. I have a aftermarket cage with an intrusion bar, so it's a little more difficult for me, but it's not bad. So I just use this Allen socket on an impact. Just take out these two bolts here. It'll look like that. And then just pull up and slide it out. Just like that. So the plug to the 12 volt socket that you're looking for is going to be down in here. Try to get a good view of it. So it's right here with the green and white wire with a black stripe. So all you have to do is, you might have to get a little flathead, unplug this. So there's a male and female end here. And then I'll grab the adapter. I tried to get a little better view to install them. They're kind of hard to see still. So you have your female here, which you just match it up. You want to plug them into the two that are closest to each other. So there's the female's plugged in. The male is way down far. It's hard to see. I'm going to slide it in. This remaining female socket on the long side of the adapter are where your spliced in wires are going to plug into. So the kit comes with this plastic plug end. It's got two metal pins that get crimped on to whatever wires you're going to be using, And it's also got little yellow plugs that kind of hold the metal pins in. So you're gonna attach your red power, so match up the colors. Red power to your ignition, whatever you're powering, your relay, lights, and then the black just gets grounded to your frame. So we plug that in. You can see on the bottom of this auxiliary harness, both ends of the auxiliary plug stock harness are plugged into where it Y's off. And then on the top here are your spliced wires. So these spliced wires, I have mine run to my relay. So that's my ignition switch for my relay. And then I have it grounded just down here to the frame. So it's pretty simple. Now we just have to reinstall the hood. Make sure these ears are in their little pockets. Install the bolts back in. And that is it. So now that it's installed, you can see my lights come on with the ignition. So it works. This is the brake light adapter harness that I used to splice into the factory wiring without cutting. So I have a functional brake light. So it's similar to the ignition harness. You take the brake light plugs, unconnect them, and then connect one end, the male end in here, the female end on here. So the two white plugs connect to the factory harnesses, and this gray plug are your spliced in wires. So you're gonna, it comes with another gray connector like we seen in the ignition adapter. So you're gonna splice in red brake wire, and then black you're gonna run just a ground wire to your frame. So let's install it. To find the brake light factory plug, go to the right rear of your Yxz and then follow the brake line out of the brake light, and then you should see this white plug with 3 wires on each side of the connector. So on the connector there's just a tab you're going to push, pull it out. You'll see it's a triangle style connector. So we're going to match up our white plugs here like that. Like that. This remaining gray plug on the adapter are your spliced in wires. Like I said, the red goes to your chase bar or brake light. The black is just a ground to the frame. I already have my red wire ran up to my chase bar. The black wire, I just have it screwed in right here at the frame. So it's the same as the ignition adapter that we did. It's got 2 pins that get crimped on, and then it's got the yellow inserts to hold them in there. So now we just plug that in. I'm gonna throw on some zip ties just to keep it tucked up and away from everything, hidden a little bit. Okay, let's test it out. Okay. And that's it. Both ignition and brake light splice adapters are really easy to install. They come with pretty good instructions. I apologize if you couldn't see very well. The connectors are in kind of tight locations and I don't have the best lighting here, but at least you know where you can splice into and where the connectors are located, and that the products are actually available, so you don't have to splice into your factory harness. So thanks for watching this video. If it helped you out, consider subscribing. Also, check out some of my other videos. I have a lot of cool products. I'm gonna have some riding videos up pretty soon. I'm going riding this weekend. So yeah, thanks for watching.